Welcome to our next Manrina's Mentorship podcast. And I'm very excited this time to have the wonderful Dr. John Barclay here with us. Welcome, John.
How you doing, Marina? You okay?
Good. How are you? Where have you come down from today?
I live in Welshampton, which is just north of Shrewsbury. But I work this side of the border in a little village called Robins between Wrexham and Llangollen. So it's probably...
I feel like you just said a lot of words there.
I
don't know.
It's about 15 minutes from Chester.
Okay. Oh, lovely.
So not far away. So we're on the Welsh-Chester-Shropshire border.
Okay.
So there's a lot of patients, quite densely populated for Wales. But as soon as you go a little bit further west, it starts to become a bit more sparse.
Yeah. But lovely areas. Like I know Chester and I know Wales, and they're both lovely. And to be in that vicinity is nice.
It's busy. And then you can do what you want at the weekend. You go to Snowdon, you go to Chester.
Wow.
You can do almost anything, yeah.
You got beaches.
If you go a bit further
Wales.
to Barmouth, yeah. Got the North Wales coast.
Yeah.
But we tend to do Snowdon.
Wow.
Llangollen has got a really go there for breakfast like most weekends.
Wow.
And there's a ruined castle at the top. You can climb that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit for everything.
That's amazing. Yeah, I need that in my life. I love being in central London, but that's the dream for me, like
I was just saying that down here for a day, it's probably enough for me in London, and then back up again.
I get that, yeah. So have you always been in that area?
Yeah, more or less.
Where were you born, John?
Wrexham. I was born in Wrexham.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then I grew up in Robin.
Okay.
In the house next to the practice I work in now.
No way!
Yeah. So my dad and my mum ran their own practice.
Okay.
Which I now work in.
Okay.
So
they bought the practice next door?
So essentially, my dad was going to buy a small little terrace, and then he ended up, the bank manager wouldn't let him buy it. He said, no, you're not allowed to buy that one, you're buying this one instead.
Oh! So
he was, I don't know if it was bullying, I'm not sure, but essentially he was told which house he was going to buy, and it was the old GP house.
Okay.
So the GP before the existing one built the house and built the purpose-built surgery next door.
Okay.
And then as they were remodelling and moving to the new medical centre around the corner, this was empty. So
your parents bought it.
So they bought the house, and then the surgery was probably about 6 months, 12 months behind. So dad actually set up his own surgery in what was our study. The living room was the waiting room, and the kitchen was the lab. The hall was the waiting room. There was the entrance. My mum was the receptionist, hygienist, and bookmaker, everything.
And you lived upstairs?
More or less. I don't remember this, but I was told I was probably about 6 months old at the time, and I was in the waiting room in a high chair, and all the patients looked after me at the same time.
This is already a great story. I feel like this is already like, wow.
And now I have patients who are mine who come in and go, I remember when you were in the
high chair in the waiting room.
And my dad would always be panicking because they'd always be giving me 50p or something, and 50p used to be huge back then. And I was forever putting it in my mouth. So my dad was terrified that I was making money but going to eat it at the same time.
How cute that they gave you money.
Not toys or food.
It's not like something that people do anymore. But back then that must have been a thing. You're cute, here, have some money.
So that was it for about 6 months to a year, and then the surgery was equipped, and they moved everything into the surgery.
Do you think these days you could just have a baby with like a tap machine, and they could just tap Apple Pay so rather than giving the baby cash?
Leaving a child alone with strangers.
They're patients, strangers, family.
A new surgery, new everything. So I don't think I wouldn't do it now.
No. I mean, you probably wouldn't build a dental surgery in your ground floor of your house anymore. It wouldn't be that easy, would it?
But in the study where the chair was, the dental chair was covered in carpet for years. But every time the carpet's changed, you can still see the ring marks on the floor. There's still the plumbing for the compressor.
Wow.
And then.
So your parents are still in that house?
No, my mum, when mum and dad retired, my mum didn't want anything to do with the surgery, which was fair enough. After 30 years of putting up with that. She ended up wanting to move out, so I think they went on a lecture, how to retire.
Of course, dentists.
And the day after, my mum said, I'm retiring.
Wow.
That's how quick she wanted to sell it.
Wow.
So she went from working to planning an exit strategy. Right. And so then when they did leave, they didn't sell the house, they rented it. but they didn't want to live next to the surgery. It was just because it was literally from that wall to here.
And you've not left, have you?
No.
If you live next door.
So they rented it out for a bit, and Mum and Dad bought in a around the corner in the village, out the village, in the middle of nowhere.
But do you work in that practice now?
I still work in that practice, yeah.
Wow.
So
someone else bought the practice.
So my dad sold it to how's it called, Denticare.
Oh, right.
And then within 9 months, Denticare sold it to my dentist.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
So, and then at that moment in time, I was just finishing, where was I? Max Fax. I was in the middle of doing Max Fax.
Right.
So I did my FD with my dad.
Right.
My dad was the trainer.
Oh, wow, that's good.
So,
and that's good you're allowed to do that. But I guess that's,
frowned upon. They pulled the plug on how are you allowed to do that anymore.
Oh, they're not.
So I think too many people did it. But it was great because my dad, it's like almost like a same policy as you, no stupid questions.
Yeah.
I could come to him and go, Dad, I don't know this.
Yeah.
And he goes,
and you need that in your life.
but you go, even if I should know it, he'd still not pull the rug from under me and belittle me. So I felt very safe going back to that place. And then also, it felt like going home because my the receptionist used to babysit me.
Wow.
My practice manager used to babysit me. And then I'd tell a couple of other patients that some of the other nurses used to babysit, even though they didn't. But so that's that kind of like family ethos. So they're still there.
Yeah, and you're very much part of the culture there. So for you to come, for one of your family members or you to come back in, must be quite nice for them.
So then we ended up. So I went to foundation, and then I went to do Max Fax. And I went to do that in Glenclwyd. And
why did you decide to do that?
Why? Because I didn't think I'd be able to do it any other moment in my life. So they ended up also wanting to, the feeling you get in your pit in your stomach and you go, right, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
It's almost like something that scares you a little bit. You should have that at least once a week or something. Max Fax was every day.
Yeah.
And so, and then also when I was the first.
But did that need a medical degree or no?
So you can go straight to doing an SHO, Senior House Officer, straight from foundation to doing Max Fax. So like an old-fashioned house officer. And if you did that for a couple of years, if you had a medical background, then you could end up becoming a registrar. Okay. But because when you got the dental bit, you'd have to go back and do medicine to carry on, so you can go through the glass ceiling of the house registrar.
Oh, so you go the next step.
Yeah.
So it let you know whether it was worth going back to do that medical degree, like if you liked it enough.
Yeah, definitely. And then so I remember being left on my own for the very first time. So I think my dad went on holiday, and I was there, and I'd fractured a lower right 7. 5 minutes before lunch.
In the clinic? In your VT year?
DV. And then, so I remember turning to my nurse, I won't name her, but she rolled her eyes. And I said, can you get me the surgical kit, please? And she went off to get it in a huff. And then she came back and we took the tooth out. Then after the patient had fainted, the husband was held her legs to bring her back around, and by the time she'd done that, I'd managed to take the tooth out.
Oh wow!
And then I sutured her back up.
Were you taking her tooth out while she was fainted? You're like, this is better than sedation.
She was brilliant, and tooth came out. She was fine, and then at that moment, I just thought I need some confidence from somewhere. So Max Fax certainly gave me that. So
that's where that came from.
And then also the first drop of blood you do in your surgical, and you go, I've started this, so I have to finish.
Yeah.
Well, Max Fax, you saw how much the human body can go through, and they still lived.
Yeah.
And just needed a few painkillers.
Yeah.
So now when you come back to teeth, it's just teeth.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So it's just like a worldview or point of view shift.
Yeah.
So I was able to not worry.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
that's also very interesting. I feel like we're already getting loads of interesting insight here. These are cool bits of information. So how long were you doing Max Fax for?
I did it for 6 months in Glenclwyd, and I was shipped around from Glenclwyd to Namila and all the way to Bangor in North Wales. And then 6 months after that, I did community. Okay. So it's sedation, lots of children. It was just a different pace. So Max Fax was every weekend, all nights. Yeah. And then come to the community, it's like 9 till 4.
Wow.
Patients don't turn up.
Completely different. So read your newspaper.
So the extreme was Max Fax 100 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour community, and dentistry was back as an associate was the sweet spot.
Yeah, cool.
You get to see lots of people, but
but how great you had all that experience to decide you wanted to go back into general practice.
Definitely.
And then through general practice, you developed a special interest in endo.
So
I know you teach.
Yeah, so that's all again infected from my dad. So my dad was part of the North Wales Foundation scheme. So then he was teaching endo to all the DFs there. And then when I came along, straight after Max came back, and we became a joint trainer.
Oh, you did with him.
So we were doing it at the same time. So I had no qualifications in endo at this moment in time. All I had was his infectious nature. Because at uni it was taught terribly. Yeah. But because he taught it so well, and it was taught all year. Yeah. Because I was there, I had nothing else to listen to. Yeah. So it sort of like became second nature. So then I went off. So as he was then planning to leave, I was asked to carry on doing the teaching. But
Amazing.
I had to back that up. Yeah. So that's when I went off and did my diploma.
Amazing. How long was the diploma?
So it should have taken 2 or 3 years, but it took me a lot longer because in 2018, when I started the course in Simply Endo in Formby. Finn would have been about a year, 18 months old. But
is that your daughter?
Yes. So I was very stupid at this time, and so we ended up wanting to extend the house before Finn was born. Yes. Didn't happen. No. So we ended up gutting the house, not finished, moving out, living with some renting a friend's barn. We took too long, so they not kicked us out, but they needed it back.
How cool, living in a barn.
Yeah, so then we ended up, we bought a static caravan to live in, because my house was completely gutted.
Wow, while your wife's pregnant.
No, Finn was born at
with the baby.
We're past that point.
Now you're living in a caravan, you're a dentist.
Yeah. So the static caravan's put in, I plumbed it into the sewerage, and then, do you remember the Beast from the East?
Yes, I remember the name. Yes. It was a hurricane?
No, it was all the snow.
Oh, it's snow.
It wouldn't go away.
Oh.
And the boiler froze.
Oh, so boiler in the caravan.
Yes, so we moved in literally that day, and we got in at about 8 o'clock in the evening.
Wow.
And then we didn't stay the night, so it was freezing. All the carpets were flooded. All our stuff was covered in water.
You've got a baby.
Yeah. And it was cold, very cold. It must have been like -10. So at about 11 o'clock, we went to the pub.
Okay.
Up the village, and they let us in, and they let us stay there for the night.
Staying in the inn.
Yeah. And then so Finn didn't really sleep that night, so I went to work that morning. Went to work, and Andrea, the receptionist, asked me if I was alright, and I just burst out and cried. Oh. You wanted tears? I cried then. And then I was like, cause my house was my house was unlivable. We had a little kid, and
there
was no end in, and a diploma.
And you're working full time.
Yeah, and there was no end in sight. So we ended up moving back in with my parents for about 6 weeks, and then the builder luckily had an empty house. I was thinking, why didn't you tell me at the beginning? Yeah, so the diploma took ages. That's how I got there. Oh. So did that for a year, and I thought, I'm not carrying on. I'll stop. I'll just do some
pause.
Work. Yeah, so that was like a 10-day program, and then I went back into the certificate about 2 years later. Okay. And then I went straight onto the diploma after that. And then I thought,
life's about that, isn't it? Like actually just knowing when to be like, this needs, because we try and do everything.
Yeah.
But it's quite a skill to be able to know when to say, you know what, I'm going to pause that because that's not important, and this is, and I can come back to it. So well done for doing that. So that's your endo interest.
So yes, it was all because of my dad, basically.
Yeah, your dad sounds like he's been a powerful influence in your life.
Yes. So he just seems to do everything with a smile, and everything's calm and doesn't seem to panic, and that's what I trying to mimic as well.
Yeah.
So one of the nurses accuses me of, if I was any more relaxed, I'd be horizontal.
We like that.
Yeah.
That's what you want in life.
There's no point panicking.
There's no point. Yeah, we had a talk last night from Dr. Bashar in the mentorship about that, about being able to achieve that state where you can just stay relaxed at all times. And so if you're there, then apparently that's the aim of life, to achieve that. Yeah. So that if you're and of course these things come from our parents.
Yeah.
You know, they say that when you've got these business owner parents, then you're brought up in that environment, and it's so much easier to be a business owner. And as dentists, we're taught to be dentists, we're not taught to be business owners, and that's a whole new conversation. But you've been brought up fully engulfed in this dental environment, and so that kind of already set you ahead of the game, didn't it?
Sort of, because it also gave me the insight of seeing my dad working, and mum on a Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh yeah.
So on a weekend there would be the compressor's broken, or the suction's not working.
Yeah, all the things that happen.
Yeah, so then when I was like 13, 14, 15, it was either me or my brother that were going to help my dad to help fix something. So I remember one where the suction in surgery 2 wasn't working, and my dad decided to see if the motor was working inside it. So he flipped it to see it, so it was now blow rather than suck. So then when it came to do it, so I was listening to the suction tube, and there's nothing. You can hear it was just going, can't you? And then I just got covered in rubbish. Yeah, so
yeah. Oh. So there's pros and cons.
Ownership.
But now you know all about how to do these things, because I mean I don't, you know,
so
as a practice owner.
My dad would be loath to pay an engineer. He could do it. If he could do it, he would have done it.
Yeah.
And if he would take a chair apart, and if he couldn't fix it, he'd try and put it back exactly the same way as you would.
Wow.
So it wouldn't void the warranties, or then you phone the engineer.
Get them to come and do it. Yeah, amazing. So do you have practice ownership in your plans?
It's getting there. So
what is the plan actually? So what's the 5-year plan, or what's the life plan?
So
career-wise.
At this moment in time, first thing is upskilling when it comes to these big cases. So I've got to the point where I could do routine dentistry. Yeah. Doing all these now big cases. Yeah. And doing these smell makeovers. So they're bobbing along nicely. Yeah. And then after that, so I've got this endo course. So I'm part of the FDs. I teach the FDs in North Wales, South Wales, and I've been asked to go down to Swansea as well. So I'm going all over Wales teaching the foundation endo. But they're new dentists. They don't know anything. So yeah, it's just a sad state of affairs that they seem to know less every year. And my dad said the same to me. So yeah. So I think it's just perspective. So now I've run the course with. In a couple of hotels, so now teaching other dentists, and then getting other dentists to come to me and then spending the day with me and run,
mentoring.
Yeah, essentially mentoring. And then the next step again would be maybe ownership when looking for other practice. My dad's contract is coming up with my dentist, but it's sort of out of my hands and out of my dad's hands. It's for my dentist to decide. So if I give them food for thought, then what would I get from that? At the minute, I got to work and go home, and then it's control of materials, control of staff, and then not having this.
It's all of that, yeah. And it's like balance, and you've got your baby. I was baby, but she's grown up now, isn't she? She's not 18 months anymore.
No, she's nearly 8 now.
Oh yeah, exactly, and you want to have time. So it's work-life balance and working out what's important.
Deciding what's important and what's worth the hassle.
Yeah, exactly. I was having that conversation with a dentist the other day about creating an in-house lab, and they've got an in-house lab, and they were telling me about the limitations that come with having that. And then they're like, is it worth it? Like if you've got a lab you're working really well with, this is what happens when you bring the lab in-house. And then I was like, by the end of the conversation, I was like, actually it's not worth it. No, that's not going to happen right now.
I don't like that work.
Yeah, well, yeah, you need to be sure of that before bringing them in.
Oh yeah.
So do you think through I met you through my mentorship program, and I've loved having you there. But you said that you want to take on more big cases, but you don't ask me about them that much. So you just want me there without actually needing my support, but just knowing that you could have it if you needed it.
I do a lot of reading before I ask any questions. So then, but I also like learning by doing. Yeah. And then so I've started off on my smaller cases, and I've just gone stepping stones. All right, this case, right, I know I can do X, Y, Z. No, I'm going to do the next 3 things on that case. So it was more the digital side. Yeah. That's where I'm floundering. Yeah. So that's where I sort of came to you for.
Okay. Yeah, the digital workflow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's been
like
amazing.
Moving from analog to digital.
No, more the promotion side.
Oh, the personal brand, as opposed to the clinical side, the personal brand building.
Becoming your what was it called? The you said ages ago. Something associate.
A super associate, and having your own personal brand, and so patients are coming to find you. You're doing the kind of work you want to do, and you're really picking up all of that really well.
That was a complete game changer for me.
Yeah, amazing. And I love how you're taking it on board. And have you built your website now?
So your website is in construction.
Is under construction.
But because I'm such a control freak.
Yeah.
And I go, that's straightforward enough. I can do that.
Yeah.
But it takes ages.
Because you're being like your dad.
Yeah. Or just too tight to part with money.
I think that's something we need to learn as dentists, that our time's so valuable that actually we're better off paying people to do these things that we know that we can do ourselves and probably do better ourselves because we're such perfectionists. Yeah. But actually just paying someone to do it takes it off our plate and allows us to have time to do other things.
So I've got around to making the website, and then I started putting my own photos in. I thought, these photos are...
You have a photo shoot?
We had a photo shoot last week.
I really want to see those.
So she's not giving me the photos yet.
Okay, when they come?
When they come, they'll go on the website and then they'll be all over social media. So because I've paid for it, not the practice.
Yeah.
It was... The staff didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
What are you doing this for?
Yeah.
So I just trying to do my own personal website and then have my own brand, and then I can advertise, and if you can bring the work I want.
And then you bring the work you want, and then you...
So, with a bit of practice on some simple cases, so I'm already lucky. I got my NHS list, and I've got my den plan list, which is I inherited from my dad. Mm. So they're just paying me to service them, and I go, I can provide this.
Yeah.
And even if I've never done it before,
then I can learn.
They're not actually having to fork out a load of money. I'll have a go on you guys. Yeah. And then when I can do it, you can pass it on and charge appropriately. Yeah,
amazing. Yeah, good. Yeah. What would you say is the greatest achievement of your career so far?
Of my career.
What are you most proud of? Or you could say of your life if it's outside of your career.
No, it's one. I just had a text off a friend just yesterday actually, and he was an old FD, and he said, he actually said, because I told him about the award. And he goes, "Oh, that's amazing, John." And then he goes, "Oh," and the next text was, "Oh, I miss being able to ask you questions." Oh, that's the fact that the impact I've had on their career. Yeah, and I'm doing that year in year out with the next FD. It's just you see them progress. It's like one of the one girl's now got her own practice somewhere. Jamie's up north somewhere, and so you see all these pigeons fly off in different directions, and just watching them.
So that's within your essence, the teaching element of our, and it's in mine as well, which is why I enjoy our academy so much. That's really, if you would say that's your greatest achievement, then that's definitely within you. So good, you should be doing more with your courses, and more people should be learning from you, because that's right. That's where your passion is.
So just this week, I was in Merthyr Tydfil on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I was in work Monday, Merthyr Tydfil Tuesday, work Wednesday, here today, back in work tomorrow. So I've been up, down, up, down. I haven't planned it very well.
No,
but that was teaching again.
Wow.
So
and you love it.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah. And what would you say has been the greatest challenge?
That's quite a difficult one.
It doesn't always come to the front of our mind because it's not something we dwell on.
The challenge. I don't know. I don't really find. I find it just all seems to make sense, dentistry. So I don't really find that difficult.
No, that's fine.
It's more the admin.
Yeah. And that's why maybe your challenge is allowing people to help you.
Yes.
You need to hire people to do that stuff for you. Anything you don't need to do yourself.
I'll tell you what the nurses will tell me. My hardest thing is my notes.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, there's all these
Time
great.
Down to the keyboard and
we all hate that, but these great dictation apps that we're exploring, and we'll explore them further in the mentorship as we explore further. I'm never been an NHS dentist, but I did my VT, and I'm a big believer in VT, or even working in the NHS, even if it's part-time for the first few years of your career, because I think that you need that time, just seeing those 40 patients a day and doing general dentistry, getting quick, understanding patients, understanding how the mouth works, and gaining confidence.
Treatment planning those big cases. So when they all walk in and they got more than 10 things wrong with them.
Yeah.
Where do you start?
Yeah.
So you've got to get that ingrained.
Yeah.
And then you can do the complicated stuff.
Yeah, move on and build in new things. Yeah, great advice. Well, that was great advice and great stories. I feel like I felt really enjoyed it. Lots of little snippets there, which by themselves were great stories. Thank you so much for spending time with us today, John. And lovely to have got to know you a bit better. And we look forward to seeing you at our next face-to-face day.
Yeah, thank you very much.